We're live. What's up?
Hey, how's
What? You're wrong. It's uh welcome back to nothing but
answers?
Answers.
a show where you can get all the answers because we have them and nobody else does. So we're here to tell you all of the answers. So let's get this started. What's up, Vaughn? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Okay,
Pretty
okay,
good. Pretty good.
okay. How was your week?
It was good. It was very interesting. A lot of stuff going on. My
Mm.
daughter's moving. Yeah, my daughter's moving, so I gotta help with that.
Okay.
And that's a pain. Why are daughters so expensive?
Mm.
Every time she leave the house, it's $100. I'm like, just sit down.
Oh, yeah. Lock the door. Tell her stay in.
Sit down.
Jada Gray says, "Hey y'all,
Hey.
Hey,
hey
what's
Jada
going
Grace,
on?
Hi.
Ruth, what's up
Yes.
with you?
Ruth is in the house. Ruth is doing okay. Thanks for asking. Good week. Non-eventful, good weather. Out and about a little bit. Everything's good. Knock on wood. It's good.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
How you doing, Lee?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. This is my birthday week.
Oh, happy
Oh,
Yeah.
birthday. You gonna turn up a little bit?
look.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm about to finna turn up. I'm about to get out of here. I'm getting out of the United States.
How are you?
I hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you really turning up.
For real. It's
She,
going
fi-
down.
she, look, she finally
Nice.
accepted my friend request this week.
Oh,
Oh,
she
come on,
did?
yo.
This week, Lee finally accepted my friend
Wow.
request.
You didn't request my friendship. What's up with that?
Yeah, Vaughn.
I
Yeah,
did.
Vaughn.
You are my friend already.
I'm your friend on our NBA. That's what you're talking
I'm
about?
telling no. You my no on my
No,
Facebook.
I'm
You
not
are
your
my.
personal friend, Vaughn. Check it out. I
I
watch
got
all
two.
my
I got two
friends.
Facebooks. I got
Oh,
two. I
that
got two.
might
So I
be
got
why.
request you on my other one. That's
Oh,
what it is.
I want to be
I
in
got
this.
one
I
for
want to
my.
be. Go ahead. You got one for what?
I think he's frozen.
I think he frozen out.
Geez, Jada Gray says, hope y'all having a wonderful Friday.
Yes, we are.
We're yes, we are. We're having a pretty good Friday. Not including the people that keeps having technical difficulties.
Right? They
Exactly.
want to talk about people being on time. At least my stuff is working.
Right. Get out of here.
Let me be quiet because my stuff goes in and out too. I need to
Who get
stop.
out of here?
Are you back?
You gotta put it. Yeah, he back. Now can you see me? This is why I turn
No,
my
we
camera
can't
off.
see you though.
Seems like it works.
No, we can't
Yeah,
see
y'all
you.
get to see that picture of me. Wow.
No, we want to
Oh,
see
I
okay.
you.
don't. Oh,
Where
so I'm
you
just
at?
frozen with the spinning. You
Oh
spinning
man.
with the thing. Hey, you sound like her. Where you at? Who you
Because
with?
I'm the only one on here with my face, man. Where the other faces? I want to see everybody.
You you got braid and you got your swoosh your hair
Yeah, I
on
had
the
to do a
There
side of
you
little
your
go.
swoop
face. You
for y'all,
good.
a little bling bling, because y'all always got me on camera. I got
You
to
with
be
the
ready.
earrings. Hey, there we go. There we go.
You know I'm over the top, boy. You know it.
I know.
All right. I
But
wanted to talk about go ahead. What was you saying,
no,
boy?
go ahead. You good. No, I was
Uh
saying mine's keeps messing up with this
Okay.
camera. Whenever my camera's on, something happens. See,
No
because like your
worries.
face, Ruth's face was swollen with a big smile.
We
And
don't want
back.
that. No, we do not want that look. Go ahead, Lee.
Yo.
did everybody hear the Marvin Sapp situation.
Oh yes,
Yes.
girl.
And what was going on with Marvin Sapp, how he
He
shut the doors to
he
the
lo-
church.
yeah. Now I don't understand any of that.
What part?
All them reformed gangsters that are in that church that can turn their life to God. The minute he locked them doors, there should have been some furniture moving in that church, and it would not have been the Lord. It would have
Well, he
simply
was
listen.
calling on the Lord to get the extra funds.
Wow.
He said the
No, he wasn't.
Lord.
He was calling on the people.
Well, he was
Right.
using the Lord to move the people's hearts.
Yes. Yes.
No, I'm not
But
trying
what
to hear
part
that,
did you have
bro.
a problem with, Vaughn? The actual shutting the door or the asking for the money? Or both?
Shutting the door. You can say there's something that's come up with the church. It's this, that, and the third. It takes 40, and it's a $40,000 project. Are
Mm-hmm.
y'all able to put in on it? Yay or nay? And then you have the choice to say no. When you lock those doors, nigga, this is going to go left.
Forgive him, Lord. Forgive him. Mm.
They would have said, at Marvin Sapp's church today, several people were injured as it appears as a large black man was throwing people through the windows.
Now, do you
It
think
went
there's
down.
something really wrong with that?
Well, what?
Do
Locking the doors or asking?
both?
Okay.
Well, locking
Well,
the doors, I have a problem with.
yeah, the shutting the door triggered me only because I was brought up in a church very similar to that, where it was very rigid, and there were times that we wanted to go and they locked the doors.
Mm.
So it kind of triggered me, like, uh-oh, I'm back in that day and time when I was in that church like that. But you should never make somebody feel like they're being held against their will.
Nobody, I don't
Mm-mm.
understand. I understand churches where if I'm sure thinking about what you're talking about, where they would have shut-ins, where they would be like, okay, if you come in, once you come in, because they would do these prayers, they would just be like, you're in, and we're closing the doors. No one leaves
Yes.
until this amount of time. So don't come. You don't have to come. But if you come, this is what at this particular time to this particular time we're going to be in here. That's
Yes.
one thing. If you talk about locking the doors on the church until you get $40,000, bro, it's gonna go. It's
Yeah.
gonna go bad.
But he was only asking for a $20 seed.
Yes.
So it wasn't like he was telling everybody to go in their pockets deep. He was asking for $20.
Yeah.
So he had 20,000 people in his
And
church.
him and his clergy went in for $100 a piece.
Okay.
So he had
He said he had
at least 10,000. So he had at
1,000
least
people
10,000.
in the church, and all the people online were supposed to sow a seed as well.
All right, so let's get this right. If you have 1,000 people and they all put $40 in, you'd have your 40,000. Got you.
Okay. Yeah.
Got you. But if the people that are there don't have $20 in their pocket, they came there and they like, this is the best I could do. Boom. I'm giving you what I'm giving you and I'm leaving. You're not locking me in this church.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't have locked the doors.
No.
There's a point. Yeah, there's a point where you go beyond what I would say Christian like or godly to now we're just meeting your agenda.
I don't
Because
think
at what point what happened?
No, I'm with you.
Because at what point do you say, listen, I got enough money? Well, I really think it's really God never says and puts a number on what you should give.
Right.
So for the pastors that do that, rubs me the wrong way. I'm giving you what I can give.
If you have,
go ahead. Nah, go ahead.
If he has something, if there's something that came up, right, and they're trying to solve whatever that issue is, it's a $40,000 issue with the church. It's got to be taken care of. First off, they gonna get what they gonna get from the people, and if your people are not in the practice of if somebody is mishandling money, or unless it's a major emergency, why you asking for a lot of money? If your people are used to raising that type of money, you're not going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And when they out there, be like, listen, this is what's going on. And if your church is running like it's supposed, like people, your members are going to meetings, they should know this is what happened.
Yeah,
You
I
should
agree with
not be
that.
locking the doors on nobody. That's you asking for a problem. And bro, you sold 1 million records as a gospel artist. Why don't you have 40,000?
Mm, mm,
20. And if you're saying you're dependent on the people to do it, then you shouldn't have the problem that you're having right now for 40,000.
mm-hmm.
Because you've
And
already been in the practice.
mm-hmm.
Tambria Smith wants to know what's the calling number.
Oh, it's on there.
It's on the screen. It's the number that you can call to come live with us. However, I will say the person who is orchestrating the live is not with us right now. But as
Yeah,
soon
Daryl.
as they get on,
Yeah, we're having union issues right now.
As soon as they get on, it's the number you can call to voice your opinion on air with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other part of the church thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did the congregation even know what the big $40,000 emergency was? Was that clearly communicated? Because I didn't get that.
I didn't get it either, but I do know that they had to Marvin Sapp had to renew his clergy license, which was $2,000 or something like that.
Huh?
That's what he.
Wait, isn't that his responsibility?
Right.
It's only $2,000.
He spoke about that, and then all of a sudden he started speaking about sowing the seed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up now.
Not cool. Yeah, I don't think it was.
He asked the church leadership 5 times the amount of sponsor. He has a response. Do y'all want me to read it?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Marvin Sapp, his response on, it looks like Instagram, he got a blue check on it.
Okay.
Let's add context to the clip on social media. Recently, a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2,000 individuals virtually and in person to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering held at a convention center. With over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers, in that same moment, also leadership to lead by example by sowing $100, as Leanne said. That evening, I personally gave much more. Some have taken issue with a particular moment when I instruct the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was not my intent. The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Movements during this sacred exchange can be distracting and at times even risky. My directive was not about control. It was about creating a safe, focused, and reverent environment for those choosing to give and for those handling resources. That makes sense. Because people will run up in the church and hold you at gunpoint. They will do that.
Okay.
So what he said was close the door. He was like, hey, close the doors. He didn't say lock the people in. He said close the doors.
Oh, okay.
That's different.
You know what? I don't think it's different.
So
I think there shouldn't have been a second call to the altar in the first place.
A second call?
Yeah, because they had already given.
Call in.
Now he was asking people. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daryl.
I think he was
talking about call in. He
call.
told Tambria
Oh
to
yeah,
call in.
you're
But the
clear.
number
You're
is
clear
that
to call in now.
Yeah.
you have to put the number back up.
Yeah.
Okay, but even if he did,
In like 2 minutes.
at either time, he was saying, "I just told them to close the doors because people have made songs about robbing churches.
Hmm.
You run in when they have the collection plate. That's when you run in, or that's when you run up on them. And you gotta imagine a bag. If you got 4,000 people, or you got even 1,000 people, you're gonna get out of there with at least 10,000.
Hmm.
So I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying on that.
I'm late to the party and I may not stay too long. My internet connection is really goofy. But I didn't hear everything that was said. But I will say that. Am I breaking up bad?
Nah,
Not too
No.
bad.
not too bad.
Not too
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm about to get out of here. But I will say that in no such way should the doors be closed, asked to be closed. If he's worried about somebody running up in there, where's your faith? There's
Stop.
no reason to even hold people to try to. No, I'm not. What am I stopping for? Let's be honest. He could try to wiggle his way out of it and make this excuse, but you shouldn't be leaning. First of all, you shouldn't be leaning on your congregation for money anyway. Nowhere does it say that. So if, and I don't know the whole thing. If they gave once and that should be it. There should be no close the doors. Let's give again. Because even if he didn't mean it that way, it could have been taken that way. And people do follow other people sometimes. So, you know, if he's asking for more or whatever the case may be, I'm not sure. Did he ask for more money for people?
Yeah,
I think she
Or he
said that
we
they
had a
asked
raise
twice
to get a certain
or
amount.
something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he asked to raise
Right.
another
So
40,000.
nowhere in the Bible does it say that.
All right.
So
So
nowhere in
it
the
also,
Bible does it say God doesn't need your money. Let's be honest.
all
God
right,
doesn't need
so
your money at all. He doesn't. And if a
Right,
church
okay.
is for, if wait 1 second, Vaughn, please. If that church was for, if that church was for God, if that church was really God inspired, there's nothing you can do to make that church not win. It's going to, God will make, he will provide, right? He's not going to tell you to lean on people to pay these bills for luxury, right? Those churches that are big like that, you're really paying for luxury. You're paying for AC and these 4,000 seater or whatever it was. I think that it's just not okay to do that to your congregation. They shouldn't even be put in that position at all. So just look.
Okay. So in context to what the issue was as far as the doors being closed, he said close the doors when they were giving money or whatever, because it is true. People run in churches and they rob churches. So that's why he said that, and that's something that's always been done. As far as leaning on the people or whatever, that's to whoever. If y'all
They close the door all the time. I'm sorry, they close the door. They close the door every week.
They do that all the time. So he was on the IG live, and when he was on the live, which is like an unusual circumstance, they took it as though he said, "Close the doors till we get this money." He was like, "No, close the doors while we're taking the money up." Since I've been a small boy, whenever they were giving money or whatever, you had the deacons at the back door while the ushers went, and they did whatever they do. You always had somebody at the door, and the doors were closed because churches, most of black churches, a lot of them were in communities where that could happen. The other part, as far as leaning on the congregation or for money or whatever to get left, right, or however, when you have, if all of you are in agreement, this is where we're going to worship, this is what we're going to do, you still have to pay the lights, you still have to pay the water, you still have to pay mortgage or rent at that place. And if that's where you're going to be, then everyone agrees by attending that we're going to help that. not facilitate a lifestyle, not make a preacher rich, not buy a jet, not buy a Bentley. But this is what we're doing as far as this building is concerned. So that's where part of that comes from. And they were doing an international thing. So I don't know the international situation that they were doing. They were agreed to reach a certain amount. Mm-hmm.
And
I would just like to say in closing that if your building is an exorbitant price, then maybe that's not where you should be. If you have to bleed your congregation for a building, I believe then that maybe not where you need to be. If you got to hold them hostage, even not physically, but like, look, we need to get 40 more thousand, then God didn't ask for 40 more thousand. That means that building is not where you need to be at for me.
So any building that you're in, you're paying for it. Anything that you are in, from event space to whatever, in any business, you pay for where you do business or where you gather, even in your house. There's none of us are in a building that we don't pay for.
I agree, but I've seen churches where a check will come from nowhere to take care of stuff. Like God will find a way to provide without leaning on you. Even what it says about tithing, it says give with a happy heart. So if you're asking me for more money, first of all, I'm not, that's not God telling me to give. That's me following you. So I should be giving off what he tells me to give, not what you ask or want to give. If we're going biblical, there's nowhere in biblical where he says, give what the pastor asked you to give, some man asked you to give. You're supposed to talk to God yourself, give what you want to give, because it might be your time. It doesn't have to be money. You can tithe your time, your energy. It's different things you can tithe. So if you're asking for something, that's not biblical. In no such way does it say you have to give all.
He said,
whatever it is that they ask you to give.
So, as I stated before, it wasn't a tithe. They asked for an offering, and I don't know under the circumstances which they asked it, whether it was for that project or whatever. And like he said, I gave more. We asked them if they could do it, and then I gave a lot more on my.
Well, that's definitely not of God.
Even a surplus.
That's definitely not of church to ask us for.
Wait. So if you ask the people, he asked the people, do this amount. And whatever amount they didn't get, he said, I gave more than usual. I gave. So he said an example. This is what, boom. And he put that there. So it wasn't him saying, I'm bleeding y'all or I'm leaning on y'all. I'm going to put the larger amount.
He set an example by doing, I'm sorry, I can't hear. He set an example by doing what?
He put a larger amount in. Like he said in there, I put a larger amount in. And it's a whole. I'll send it to you. And even as far as what you said with the
But I mean, even him.
Nah, go ahead.
I would say even with him putting a large amount in, he's saying, "I did it, so you should do it." But again, that means I'm following your lead. I'm not following the lead of God. Right?
It's not that I did it.
So that's still a problem for me.
I did it. Okay. You're right.
Okay, cool. You did it. Open the door. You can leave. Stop asking for more money.
He didn't close them in.
I didn't come here for you to beg me for the money. I came here to get the word.
He didn't beg him. He said, if you can do it.
I hear what you're saying. No, for that. Yeah, right. For that reason. Right. So I don't know. Interesting. But go ahead, Lee. Take over. I'm out of here. I got to figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's internet is acting up. It's not just yours. We had the same problem. It's not just you, G.
He's frozen. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He gone.
I'm gonna try to get Tambria wants to weigh in.
Okay.
So I'll try to get her to talk on my phone.
Okay.
And go from there.
All right.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the casting for the Michael Jackson biopic with Janet?
Yeah.
It's supposed the mom is Janet, the mom and Latoya. So they had the picture of the actresses with the real picture, and they have Nia Long playing the mom.
Oh wow.
They look exactly like those girls. Nia Long looked just like the mom.
I didn't see that.
It's crazy.
Who would have thought?
Right?
Like
Y'all hear my cat?
time's going by so fast. Who'd have thought Nia Long would be in a role like that?
Right.
You know, you think of these actresses as being young forever. You know,
Right.
It's like
Right.
wow.
That
She out
sounds-
here
And Nia
playing
Long is one of my
Catherine.
favorites.
I like her too.
She is. I love Nia Long.
I'm sure you do.
You heard the way he said that,
Yes.
though.
I love. You went Barry White on the voice for that.
Right?
Listen,
lot of
hey,
folks
get
love
there
Nia.
sometime.
Love Nia.
What's going on, Doc? Doc came at 8:15 today. You see that?
I did. Hey guys, date night ran a little long. I'm trying to take a page out of Neil book.
Oh,
Date your mate. Date your mate. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Doc. Go ahead, girl. Gotta love it, right?
and look,
We gotta
right.
keep that spark.
and
lit
Ruth was.
What, Vaughn?
I said you was early.
Yeah. My date
She was
nights
there-
are Sunday,
she was
so
there
I
at
can be
7:00.
early.
Okay.
All right, I got
Okay,
Tambria
okay.
on the phone. Go ahead, Tambria.
All
You're
right, all
live.
right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey. Yup, I can hear
Yes,
you.
we can.
Okay, well, hello, everyone. I really like your podcast, and I like what you're talking about. I'm Tammy, and I'm going to give a shout out to my niece, Leanna, on her
Oh.
birthday, and your gift is at your house.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And another thing I wanted to say. Okay, so Marvin Sapp.
Yes.
That conversation really interests me because when I read about it, I really
He's going
felt
out.
like because his net worth, according to data, his net worth is over $5 million.
Mm,
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a lot. Mhm.
Why couldn't he give the 40,000 and
Mm.
then say anybody else that would like to give another $20 or whatever? Let's try to go for $80,000.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Vaughn, what you saying to that?
with that,
You don't just hold people hostage. I like that comment that was said earlier because it must be a bad feeling. It's like you're making the church because you're making the church like a jail. Okay, so in other words, unless you give up the $20, you're not leaving.
Mm.
well,
Yeah.
no,
And that
because
turns people away from Christianity. It really turns people sour.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well,
There must
My
have been
take on it-
someone, if there were 20,000 people there had to be at least two people who didn't like what he
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, she went out. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
We can hear you.
All right. So I can't hear.
I
Okay, I
can't
couldn't
hear
hear
the
her.
caller anymore.
The caller stopped talking. So go ahead,
Okay,
Vaughn.
Yeah, the caller. Okay. So I was gonna say, let me close this door real quick because I hear noise. Hold on. So what I was gonna say is, you're not gonna be held in the church. physically, they're not going to just hold you in the church. And you don't have to open up your purse. You don't have to give what you don't have or what you don't feel like giving. And also, whatever amount he gave, we don't know. He could have gave 30,000. We don't know. He said, I gave a lot, or I gave an exuberant amount. I don't know why my words are so messed up, but we don't know.
Then he should have gave a number.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're asking me for a number. Why
Well,
can't
I don't
I know
necessarily
your
think.
number?
I don't think you need. See again. So then that goes back.
All right, then.
So yeah, I do have a problem with that when you have a pastor who's making this amount, it has this amount of money, but he's asking people who may not have it like that. Like $20 may be tough for me to give another $20, right? So even asking and then having other people do it, it kind of almost, again, kind of makes you want to do it out of, I'm embarrassed. I see the next person give it to me next to me. I feel like I need to give.
It can be
because
very
they give.
psychological,
Now I didn't gave
which is
the last
why
$20.
it can be
That's
very psychological, which is
right.
why, and I think
Right.
people, I mean, I think that's been by design that they do it in a communal kind of way,
Mhm.
because it does make people want to give more when they
Right.
see other people give.
Mhm. And it may
Okay.
not be of a good heart. Now you're just giving because I don't want to look like I'm not giving God. They gave next to me, so now I'm going to give, and I may not have it. I've been in church and felt that way sometimes. Like, hey, it's my
Yeah,
last
Yeah.
$5. I don't have anything to put in the basket. I
it
don't want to be
really
looked at a
is.
certain way. So I'm gonna put it in the basket. And
Yeah.
that was more me just feeling like I have to. The pressure of they're putting the basket and they're looking at
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Right. And they're not coming to they're coming to something. They're coming to get fed from my understanding.
Thank you so much. I love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it is somebody's birthday did pass.
Shut up.
Somebody's birthday did pass.
Lily.
Don't say it passed. My birthday all week.
Okay,
Matter of fact, it's for the next 2 weeks.
all right,
Wow.
that's right, Lee. That's how you do it.
It's someone's birthday. Let them know.
Shine the
So,
light
yeah.
on
Anyway,
them.
so yeah,
Hey.
I would like. I guess we'll pay attention to that and see what develops from that. It's just it's tough. It's tough. It doesn't seem like it's a good thing. But
And before you
hello,
came on,
everybody. I think I'm here. I think I'm kind of back.
Yeah, for the
Go
most
ahead.
part.
Thank you, Ruth. What
no,
happened?
before you came on there, I said that I was triggered by the Marvin Sapp thing because a church I was brought up in was very much that way. They would lock you in and expect you to give what they're asking for,
Mhm.
different projects and this and that, extra money. And it was always like this choking feeling, like you're saying, like, I can't be seen not contributing. Everybody else is doing it.
Mhm.
It just did not feel good. It did not feel Christian. It did not feel reasonable to say lock the doors. It was very abrupt for me.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, it was scary. It was not a good feeling. So,
Right.
but a lot of other things happened at that church that was scary too. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Right.
So we
I've
have a
seen one where
letter
they counted
on a
all the
letter.
money out right there and said we're $40 short.
Oh, I've seen that too. Mhm.
Yeah, yep.
Yep,
Been
I've
there.
seen it too. Yep.
Been there.
And they pass it around again. Yep.
And
Mhm.
we lost him again.
Yeah.
So we have a letter.
Okay.
Go ahead, Vaughn. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Nah, y'all got it.
All
I'll read this
right.
letter.
Okay. It says, partner and I live together, and I have been together for a few years. sex has always been a challenge because I am my partner's first girlfriend and sexual partner in his life. We are both in our 30s. I have asked my partner to take the time to learn what I like, be patient, and keep trying. We recently moved into a new place, and I found myself having to ask my partner to make time for me to have an orgasm. This weekend, I asked several times, despite having sex with him multiple times this week. Tonight, when I asked if he planned on waiting, uh, if he planned on wanting to try and take care of me, he responded with not really. And I lost my temper. It's less about the actual orgasm and more about the intimacy of letting him practice and get better. He is now shocked that I am mad over sex, but I feel like I've just been a vessel for it lately. I can't
Mhm.
tell if I'm genuinely an awful person or is he wrong.
Mhm.
What say you?
Mm.
He wrong. He did.
Oh,
He was like,
did wrong.
not really. I don't know about that, man. That's a lot of work.
Wow.
Yeah, she needs to get her another lover. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah,
We all agree on this one.
yeah, we all agree
Yeah,
that he's out of pocket and she need to let him
I
go.
would,
Let him try with somebody else to see how far it get him.
you should have seen y'all faces.
Mm.
Said, not really. Y'all, all of y'all was like, what? What? You should have seen y'all.
She's trying to communicate her needs, and he's like just ignoring them.
Right. And it's not fair because he's getting his rocks off.
That's not
And
right.
she's doing that for him
Yeah.
several times a week. And for you to come up empty several times a week, that's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. That should be against the law.
Sound like somebody. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about,
so
but it
funny.
sounds like somebody was
I
doing
hear
their
these.
job.
I hear these
Sound like
stories
somebody-
all the time. It's so funny. One of my family members was telling me about a situation when they were younger and starting out with their partner, and they asked the same kind of thing, but is the guy is just like oblivious or willfully ignorant.
Mm.
And she told me about an
So-
instance when
so-
she asked him, she said, I'm not ready. He rolled over, chilled, did whatever he was, watch TV or whatever, then rolled back over and talk about, are you ready yet? Like, come on, like you don't have anything to do with me being ready.
Wow.
So her saying she's not ready. How is he supposed to know what that meant?
I'm telling you.
They've had discussions about the lack of foreplay, lack of intimacy, lack of paying attention to my needs.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if I tell you
I think-
I'm after all that discussion and I say I'm not ready and you just like, okay, well get ready by yourself, that's a problem.
Well, that's what I mean. If how detailed was the discussion? Did the discussion say exactly what you needed? Or did you say, I'm just not ready, or I need more foreplay? What does that mean? Right? That can mean very different things to very different people. If I was with somebody before you, that maybe foreplay looked a little different, or maybe they got themselves ready, then that's what it's going to look like to me if we don't really detail what we're so we're having the same conversation. So we make it sound like we're having the same conversation.
I think that Yes, I agree. You have to have those very detailed conversations, and you have to operationalize these terms.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, but he was still out of
Because a
pocket.
lot of times we don't. Well, you can't be out of pocket if that's what you know, right?
No,
I
wait,
didn't hear the story, so
You didn't hear the story.
So
You
let
didn't
me
hear-
tell you the story before you start going wrong and strong.
I'm probably not gonna be wrong. He probably was okay in it. Wait,
He
Go
was new to sex. She was his first partner. She was having sex with him, trying to tell him like, listen, I need to finish orgasm too. Can you take some time to learn me and learn, what it takes to, finish me off? And she had sex with him several times and he still wouldn't do it and wouldn't take the time. And she asked him like, hey, could you help me out? And he was like, not really.
So was he wrong, Daryl?
well, I don't think. Well, first of all, he said he was new. Was he new to sex?
Yes.
You
Yes.
said? So he
Yes.
just started learning how to have sex, right?
Yes.
Well, then he's not wrong. Remember,
But how?
you guys
If
don't
I'm-
know as women. As a, can I finish? Thank you. Let's not start this already. Let's not do this. So I think the problem you run into as a man, if this is really one of the first times he's having sex, remember he's a crackhead. That dopamine being released the first time you come it's you can't think about anything else. You just want to have that feeling. So it's a kind of a battle of him just having this experience for the first time and kind of going for self, not knowing any better. So what she said may not have registered because he just went. I mean, the first time I did it, I was in love with the girl. I thought she did it. It was amazing. It was the most amazing thing ever. So he might have been not ready to hear her right then by being so new.
They've had conversations.
So maybe she needed to be more patient with him, and it was only 3 times.
But he didn't
So
say.
just because she used
I'll
everybody
try.
else,
She did not
she's
say 3
outside
times.
like that.
No,
He did not say 3 times.
And he didn't say next time or I'll try harder,
Right.
I'll do better. He just said no.
Right.
He may not know.
Yes,
You said
yes,
he
he's
was
in
very
his
new
30s.
at this.
That's right. Yes, he's in his 30s.
But we don't care how old you are. When you first start doing it, it's very selfish in nature, especially for men to come the way we come. It's going to be very selfish in nature if you don't know any better. He sounds very immature, right? Because he don't. But I think it's like doing drugs. He's a cum addict at that point. He just wants to come.
Yeah, but once you're done, you can
Better
finish
yet.
off your partner in other ways.
So
What does that mean if he's new to sex?
wait. So when
What
she
you was trying to
said
tell him and show him.
when she said, "Do you have
I'm tired of
any
going to sleep.
interest? Do you have any interest in helping me out?" And he said, "Not really."
That's
an issue.
That's the problem.
That's all.
Okay.
Being-
So Vaughn, so you're telling me in the beginning when you were having sex, you were helping girls out?
it was getting there.
He said it was
getting where?
there.
You was helping them out in the beginning? I wasn't helping no damn body.
Man,
I wouldn't
first
help
time-
no
the
damn
first
body out
time,
in the
the
beginning.
first time I did,
I remember my girl was like this.
No, I ain't never had
I'm
a
not talking the first time. I'm talking about for that first.
yeah.
Oh, you was a pro out the gate. Okay, some people were different.
No.
Me,
No,
when I
let
first
me-
came, I just want
Do
to
As I
that
was
feeling.
saying, the first time I did, I didn't know that girls like could wet your whole body. I didn't know that. So when she did that, I freaked out. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Did this chick just piss on me?" So I was done. Like, what is this? And I had to have that conversation with my grandfather. Like, "Pop, do you know what just happened?"
How
to
long
me?
did it take? Wait a minute. When did that happen? In your
the first time. My first time.
Oh,
that
you're
happened.
great. The first time you made her squirt, you're amazing.
I didn't know
have
what
that
it was. It wasn't. No. I had a squirter. I had a squirter. She didn't
Got it.
squirt.
Oh, God.
This- I-
Got
no.
Get
How
here.
did we get
No.
this right?
Daryl, like I said,
Exactly.
I I had one that was extreme. What you talking about? What I said is I was just wet everywhere. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know that women did that.
Right.
So I was like, what is it?
I don't know. I just know my experience, and most people, like when you the first time we actually orgasm, it becomes you become addicted to it. Like,
yes, sir.
It's the greatest feeling in the world, and I can care less about her. I didn't even know she had feelings. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know she had feelings.
Yeah, but that's
different, Daryl.
just
so
knowing her.
weird.
That's
so
not
weird.
you in a relationship. They're in a relationship.
One at a time. Babe. Doc. Yeah, we saying, Doc, why is it weird?
Interesting. No, I shouldn't say weird. It's very interesting because I didn't come across people like that.
Okay, your first time was great too. Well, again, some women were messing with older men, so it was different. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying you, Doc. I'm not saying you. Some women were messing with older men. If we're both rookies, you're 14 years old and you don't know what you're doing. I don't know how.
I think it's different. Like with this couple, they're supposed to be in love and care about each other. So I think it might be a little different when you're with someone who's like, I love him, I love her, and I want to please her. I want her or him to feel good like I do.
Doc, but what does that feel like when you don't know what it is? Just because you love somebody, I don't know what love makes you is.
To learn.
You're not even willing to try. That's the problem.
Because you're not there.
If you're not willing to try, it's the problem.
You're not there yet. You don't know. I said in the beginning when I first started, I didn't know you're supposed to try to do this. Like I knew get her, maybe buy her flowers and buy her candy. That nonsense.
But
I
if
didn't
somebody's
know.
telling you,
I can swear. I'm like, let me just finish. Even if you're telling me. What are you telling me? I don't even know how to receive that because I don't know what it is. So you're telling me to do something that if you're more experienced than I am, I don't know what that is.
Let's be honest.
So
by the time he's 30, he's watched porn.
He's watching.
He knows what it is.
I didn't. I still don't watch porn.
But you were.
So I didn't. And I didn't masturbate either. Never touched myself. So I didn't.
We're not talking about you. We're not talking about you.
So don't say he did something that you don't know he did. You don't know what his lineage was. And even more so, even in porn, from my understanding, it gives you an altered sense of relationship. It doesn't get you love making. That's not what it shows in there. They said that makes it even. You have an altered view if you're viewing your sex life through porn. From my understanding, it's not love in porn. They just banging, I guess. So you may not know it there either. So I think that they both. It definitely was tough, right? Because he didn't know what he was doing. She wanted him to be somewhere he wasn't. They had to work together to get there. So he said no in the beginning. Maybe that's how he was raised. I don't know, but there had to be some work still. So what her question was, should she stay with him or should she leave him?
She should.
She said, was he wrong? I think, right? Yeah, she said, was he wrong?
Yeah.
He's definitely wrong, but I don't know if he even knows how wrong he may be. Very early in your sexual exploration, as a man, I know very early. I didn't know certain things, and most girls I was with were my age. They didn't know certain things either. We were both two people that didn't know what we were doing, didn't know how to feel and things of that nature. I came. I was just lucky. I won because I got to come. She didn't. It wasn't until later in life, because even later in life, at a certain point, women still weren't telling me what they really wanted, and I was just doing what I thought they wanted. It was very later in life that I got women who were able to say, look, I like this, right? This is how I want to be treated. That took a long, to this day, I wish I met women earlier who knew what they wanted, who could have told me better, and I could have been a better lover to them at that point.
She was telling them, and he wanted no parts of it.
Because she's just telling me, show me, I'm a kinesthetic learner. Show me.
That's what she's trying to do. Take some time to learn me.
But
he's selfish.
He was just selfish. He was unwilling to learn. He was unwilling to learn.
That means let's go in the bedroom and figure this thing out.
She's unwilling to teach. It's two people. You have to show him what, instead of complaining, said you need to learn me. Well, what does that mean?
Well, that's what she's trying to tell him. He's not interested.
What are you showing me? And you got to show me before I come, because if I come, I'm going to sleep. You done messed up.
That's terrible.
I'm willing to learn, but it's a time period on each class.
I'm willing to learn until the blood leaves my brain.
Right. And then I can't learn nothing else. Nothing else.
I can't. And you know what? Too, what you learn about sex also, like, 'cause it's just it's a lot. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. She should have been so advanced. She should have been She shouldn't have been so advanced. Sound like she was too advanced to me. She was for the streets. She knew exactly how she wanted to be treated. Meet somebody on your level. That's the first thing to help you out. He was a porn star talking about, I need some extra things. He wasn't ready for
Yo, this dude is horrible.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
And laughing about it.
I'll tell you, it can go both ways. She might have been very experienced. She might have been. He might have been afraid.
Oh, you might have been scared.
She might have some power tools in the room. Like, we need to learn me. Look at this drawer of power tools. I'm cool. No. Right, Vaughn? No.
You need to toss him to the curb and pull her rose out and call it a day.
That's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Single. Go get single.
Yep.
Women, they advocate for you guys to be by yourself. There's more women than men. So go ahead and be by yourself. We'll find another one.
Yep.
She got to get something out of it too.
Well,
she deserves
Why
something.
is it always about you?
No, she deserves something out of that relationship.
You don't deserve anything. Who say you deserve anything?
In a sexual relationship that they were in together,
You don't deserve anything.
He thought he deserved.
He didn't deserve. He just naturally came. Listen, he just came. If she didn't come, that seemed like it's her fault to me.
You better focus.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Rose, bye-bye.
It seems like she's too demanding. She's trying to get somebody to do something for her. But no, this is a real question. And I always go back and forth. Is it partly her kind of like both people knowing themselves to help them get there? I know some women say, like, I know how to make myself come when I'm with a man. Right? It's not him doing it. You know, he's the apparatus and the tool that helps her get there. It's like she's the apparatus and tool to help him get there. But she can get there because she knows how to contort and squeeze and do the thing and do the things.
Yeah. The dramatic.
So was it so in that relationship where he was getting his, was there other, it might have been other things lacking, right? It might have been more of they didn't have the connection yet. They were still new, it sounded like to me. So maybe she wasn't comfortable enough because it was new to even get to the point where she would come. Maybe I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm not.
How new they were if they moved in together.
You said he just started having sex. Just because you move in with somebody, they might have waited to move in to have sex. Like just because she was for the streets, he was new. Like
why is this woman for the streets?
Right.
Well, you said he was new, and she obviously knew exactly. She said she knew what she wanted. She said, "I want to be treated a certain way." So that means she was treated a certain way many a times. So,
or she learned her body,
learned herself.
Yeah, she could have learned her body herself.
So could that be a problem too? If you learn it by yourself, could it be difficult to do it with someone else?
If they're not willing.
Only if the person is not willing to do the things that you're asking them to do. If you know from your
what I'm supposed to lay down behind you and take
that you need a certain type of pressure or a certain type of way to stroke or a certain type of something, and you tell your partner and they don't do that, they're just ignoring you.
What if they can't do that? What if they don't move that way, or maybe they don't have enough length to do what you need to be done? Then what? I mean,
then you figure out together another way to do it, but you don't just say, "I'm not going to do it because I'm getting mine."
Selfish.
But she's still putting it all on him. Like I said, well, I guess everybody's different. Like I said, I know some women can come with a man; they know how to do it. So maybe she needs to practice more and get to learn how to do it.
Stop.
Stop blaming him. Women, stop blaming men for your problems. He's coming. He's doing what he has to do for him. How about you do what you got to do for you? Right? No.
Vaughn, can we get another male opinion here?
Anybody?
I said earlier the dude was. I already said what I said. No. The minute he was like, "I'm not helping you at all," no. If that's your lady,
Can he help
You're supposed to take that time.
You can try.
It's too late. He already moved in together. We together for the whole weekend. I could take these whole 48 hours and all right, babe, what you do this? All right, look, I'm gonna shut the phone off. We're gonna figure this out.
Right. Let me try.
You know what I'm saying? And trust me, yeah, I've had to do it. So that's it. For this particular case, when he said no, I'm not interested or not really, that just negated everything else that was going on because he was totally not interested in his woman being satisfied. So it's not a jump off. It's not some chick he just knocking off as his lady. For that,
Yep.
Leave.
you're off the island.
He one thing he don't do, everything else he does, and that's what we're complaining about. Well, leave then. Go be with somebody else. Okay. If you can't get there, look, he's getting there. How come he can get there and there's no problem? He's fine.
Because we can get there.
We
We can
already
get there in
know.
a
You
gunfight.
can rub.
It could be a
It's not even
gunfight.
easy
And
to
then go
get
get
there.
there. Look at these.
You can walk
Yo,
outside
you
in the
messing
air
with
and
y'all.
get there, right?
So
Yo, they could be shooting
you
at
know
us.
that-
Babe, just move to the side.
If you know that, then you need to get on your job because you know the time is limited. This bomb's gonna go off.
That's-
Okay? When the bomb's gonna go off, I don't know. So you need to get yours. You want to be there like Bernie Mac said. You want to be there making all this noise and take. No, come, boom, let's go, get it done with. Like, sheesh.
Concentrate.
Wow.
Concentrate.
Mhm.
Concentrate.
And the last
This
thing I'll
bomb
say-
goes off at stroke 37. We are at 34.
I think it's tough too because women don't have to necessarily do anything for him to come,
Right.
but he has to do something for her to come. So it still seems like a one-sided proposition.
You know
I
that.
have to. You're not doing anything to make me come, but I have to do something to make you come. Where's your effort at? What effort are you putting in? I'm doing this by myself. This is gonna happen with or without you, right?
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just asking, like, what are you doing that's so great that I got to put all this extra effort in? I'm confused. If we're gonna both do things, you got to do things for me as well. Leah, what are we talking about? There?
You see the
Wow.
All I see is that Prince, the Prince meme where he's sitting there shaking his head.
Right. Saying,
Lord have mercy.
Poor girl. What's poor about the situation? What is she doing? If she's not going the extra mile, why should he? I'm just asking.
she might
Yeah,
be
do
going
we
the
have-
extra mile, and that's why she going the extra mile. That's why he's 60-second man. Poof.
Nah, that's just
she
how he
doing
set
something.
up. Now that's a problem too if he is premature, ejaculator, and things of that nature. Honestly, yeah, they do have to. I think they need to really sit down and talk in detail what it is, and if that person does not try to acquiesce or try to do some things to even be better, then you might want to move on. But they moved in together already, so this is the problem. I don't know when the sex started. I'm not sure but if this was going on before you moved in together and you still moved in together thinking it was going to change, that's her fault, right? He showed you who he was if he did before. So we can't expect people to change because of a title or a ring or a situation. If they are who they are, you got to be careful because you may be stuck somewhere. So that is tough. People need to talk about sex and what they want and really be ready to be in a sexual relationship. I think a lot of times what happens is we're getting in a sexual relationship too early, and you end up with something like this where he's just using you to masturbate on basically, and you're not getting anything out of it. And that's not fair. That isn't fair. Like Vaughn said, this is your woman. It should definitely take time to be with your woman. And all jokes aside, you definitely should. Both of you guys should go and try to make sure everybody's having a pleasurable experience. What we
Now
got,
that
Leanne?
made sense. Not the other nonsense you were
Right.
talking.
better answer.
Hey, listen, a coin has two sides, so the other side was valid too. Don't get me wrong, but listen, you definitely can. You should definitely be on the same accord. Well, he might not like her. She might not. He might not really like you. You might just need somewhere to stay. That's the other. It seems like he might need somewhere to stay. If you let him move in your crib, then that's the problem. What else we got,
Mercy.
Leanne?
Mercy killings. Could you could you put somebody to death if they ask you to?
That's a tough situation.
So yeah, I was watching something and they were talking about right, and we're talking morally, right? We're not talking about legally, because legally you can't do any type of mercy killing here that I know of. So this is morally, like if you had a family member who was terminal, they were in a lot of pain, and they're like, "Look, I just can't do it anymore. You know, it's pain. I just want to go." Do you think it's okay to help them transition? What do you say?
Yes.
Okay, tell me more, Leanne, please.
Because you putting them out of pain, misery, and they just want to go ahead and go. So why leave them here so they can suffer? To me, that's worse than not doing it.
Right.
And it depends on which way they want to go, how they want to go.
Okay.
Like if they want me to physically do something to them, absolutely not. But if it's like a syringe or push a button, fine.
Leanne, do not come to the hospital when I'm in. Your ass, where you at?
Keep her away from the button. Keep her away from the button.
You're like,
what do you think, Ruth?
I'm not for it. I mean, with all consideration of the person suffering, and I care about them, I'm not for morally for me to play God in that way. Now that doesn't mean I wouldn't want to get them somewhere that could make them more comfortable until they transition. Maybe like, I don't know, a hospice or something that would maybe give them some other comforts until they passed.
But if medicine is not working, we're saying like, you know, the pain is immense. If medicine is not working, they can't give you.
I still don't want to play God.
Okay, so you leave them in pain. Okay, cool. Doc, what do you have?
I'll pray over them, pray with them, but yes, yes, definitely.
That prayer, ouch. That prayer, ouch. Thank you. Ouch. What do you think, Doc?
Not my decision.
I can see it from both sides. I would have a hard time with it because I do think that I would want them to have what they want. You know, if they say I'm ready to go, you know, I would want them to have that, but I don't know if I could do it. I don't know.
Right.
And I have some of my own stuff with death, experiencing it so young. We lost, you know, family members when I was very young. So I was exposed to death at a very early age. So I have my own, you know, things about death. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would be very conflicted.
Right. Definitely would be a tough decision either way. Vaughn, what do you have?
I prefer to defer my answer to the panel. Because I couldn't make. I don't know if I can make that decision. Right. I don't know if I could. Until you're in the situation, you can't really say. But if I was to hypothetically give my best answer, it would have to be pretty bad for me to say yeah. Like you have to be really bad for me to be like, all right, to look at one of my brothers or you know, one of my loved ones and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this for you. So
I mean, we had a family situation where somebody was on the machine and they were talking about cutting the machine off, and I had a hard time with that. Like, well, why you have to do that? I mean, is it a chance? I mean, we know miracles happen. Why you want to cut the machines off?
Yeah.
Right. So I would say one thing, and Ruth, you said you don't want to play God, but I don't think you can play God, because if it's not their time, they won't die, right? You can't kill somebody. That is divine intervention is real. So if it's not your time, not your time. So I don't think we could necessarily play God, right?
When you turn the machine
now,
off and they
isn't that playing? Yeah, isn't there a way
they
to
still live? No, because God is not. If we're talking about God, then you can't play God, right? So if a person is supposed to live, and you turn the machines off, they wouldn't die. But
if you smother that person, I'm not. I mean, if you like put a pillow over that person's head,
there's you can't outdo God. So you may have a heart attack trying to do it, right? If that person's supposed to live, you may have a heart attack trying to smother them.
Maybe.
Right. So I don't necessarily believe that. But so what I would say is, it's a tough situation, like you guys said. Now, similar to Doc had a situation where we had to decide to pull the plug on a family member. Mm-hmm. And we decided to do it. Like, all right, you know what? But what we were told was that, the person basically was, the machines were keeping them alive. Mm-hmm. Right. They weren't really here. So, we decided to say, you know what, let's let them go. My one family member was definitely against it. Like, no, like kind of like Doc, let them stay if they have a chance. But I'm like, if they're meant to live, they will. Right. Mm-hmm. And if I don't know how it works. I don't want to trap someone here. If that's how it works, I don't know if they're trapped in it. I don't know. But I would say, thank you. I would say, in that case, we voted to let them go. Mm-hmm. Tough decision. Yeah. We went back and forth afterwards. You think I shouldn't have did it. It still haunts me to this day. So it's not something to be played with lightly. Doing it definitely haunts you. Because again, you start to feel like, oh, what if they could have lived, even if it's irrational. Right. It just doesn't. Yeah. It never goes away. So to your point, it's very difficult, but it's also like I don't want them to be here in pain either. If they were in pain, I don't know what it looks like. So it was a very tough decision. It wasn't taken lightly, and again, I still deal with it today. And that person,
and you start wondering too, like, are the doctors lying? Do they just need the bed? Like, is the insurance telling them that they can't pay no more?
Yeah,
doctors not direct science. They're guessing. You don't really, know. Yes. So it's tough.
Did y'all see? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead, Vaughn. Go ahead, Vaughn. You got it.
Did y'all see that? They had said that Afeni Shakur, she pulled the plug on Tupac. He had actually survived. And he was on the machines, and she was like, cut him off and let him go. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the family, was because she was his next of kin. He was already divorced. And she was like, he suffered enough. He had lost a lung, he lost a finger, and like his hip was shattered. And she was like, no, he's not gonna live like that. And he was suffering. His head was swollen, his head was swollen.
Oh. Okay.
So she was like, nah, let him go.
It's tough, like, being here.
If he was my son, he'd have been a big swollen head, broken hip.
See?
Walking around like that.
Yep.
You got 9 good fingers, don't you?
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
They got crutches and canes for your hip.
Yeah, but you lost a lung.
You can breathe with the other lung, maybe. Yeah,
again, he was on the machine, so
I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. It's what's right or wrong for you. And it's really what's right or wrong for you. And as long as you make a decision that's really,
but
now, see, in those situations are different, but the person wasn't able to verbalize anything, right? Right. It's a little easier because they're not verbalizing. Now, if the person is verbalizing, hey, look, take me out, then I think that presents some other challenges because, pain can make you think irrational anyway. So you can be hurting so bad that you just want to go because you don't want to take the pain. You may not really want to. You may not really want to die, but that's just, or you become a little bit like, I'm gonna use a word that doesn't necessarily, but you might become a little almost like psychotic because you're like, I'm in so much pain, I want to go.
Delirious.
Listen to a story of guy said
you just want the pain to stop.
And And so his dad was in a lot of pain. He had a lot of issues. So he's like, you know what? Stop feeding me. Stop giving me the feeding tube. Let me go. And he said he's like, all right, my dad wants this. I'm gonna respect his wishes. But they put him on some medicine that was supposed to help his stomach. The medicine also had some type of antidepressant in it. When he started taking the medicine, he cleared everything up. He started eating. He was good. You know, he was just awful. He was good, and he survived. And he was like, man, if I would have listened, I would have killed my dad, and he really didn't want that.
See,
So it's tough.
Yeah,
You would unalive them. I mean, so it does present a lot of different things, and I agree with Ruth. You got to kind of like let things run their course sometimes, because I don't know if you're making a sound decision because you're in pain.
Yeah,
and you just want it to stop. You can say anything to get that pain to stop. You know. So yeah, I definitely agree with Ruth.
Yeah,
like,
I hear that both sides.
You got to kind of just. It's tough. It definitely is tough. I hope we don't have to make those decisions.
Those are hard.
Yeah,
They're very hard decisions.
And
it's true too that doctors don't always know.
They don't.
You know, they can go by, you know, what they think is going to happen. And of course, they have that medical knowledge and they're able to say, well, in situations like this, the person won't survive, the brain, you know, but there are those people whose life don't go that same route.
I'd agree, Doc.
So there are some people who, you know, survive these things that they don't think people survive.
Right.
And that point, Doc, brings me to if somebody gets a terminal diagnosis that's off, like my grandmother did, and if you follow suit with what you expect to happen from the doctor's diagnosis, and you off yourself, or you ask somebody to help you, you know, not suffer the next 6 months, and they were wrong,
right?
And you live another 70 years after,
right?
That's the kind of
damn. They had that diagnosis at 20. Sheesh.
Yeah, in her 20s. Yeah.
So you know what? I definitely think the younger you are, the more I'm like, let's try to fight it. Definitely, I'm definitely not thinking about it if you're 20. I'm going because you can recover. The body can recover better, you know, heals better and things of that nature. The older you are, I may look at it a little differently. You know, if you're 90, I pain and things of that nature, and what's the quality of life after that? Yeah. So it definitely would. But
they can throw you with those conditions, because if you're having experiences with, you know, symptoms and they're scary symptoms, you might say, you know what, they might be right.
Right.
So,
hey, Leanne, what we got next?
While we're on the topic of killings, if you kill someone by mistake while having sex, is that okay?
What?
So, like, sometimes it happens where people are like in the strangulation. They use belts. They do these type of things that heighten the orgasm, and sometimes you can unalive someone. You know, and it's all consensual. You know, you don't set out to kill these people. They asked. She asked for it, Your Honor. How can I be wrong?
Now everybody in cell block 1 gonna ask for it.
Let's see what you got.
What you in for? Let me see your paperwork.
You
got that shot, huh?
I don't know if you should be. I don't know if you should be held accountable for that. If you're in an essential act, and even though someone dies, and it's definitely at least manslaughter because it was unintentional.
It wasn't intentional, right?
It was intentional, but you did, you know, take someone out. But I think it was definitely a mistake. You know, I don't know if you should
gotta pay for our mistakes.
Not always. We don't. Some mistakes you don't pay for. You don't pay for every mistake.
I mean, I think that if you're not in a these days, if you're not in a committed relationship, well, you know what? I shouldn't even say it like that. These days, if you're having that kind of sex, You might need to sign some papers.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
have a
hey,
booty, I have a booty
I
call agreement.
Hey, if you want me to choke you, you need to sign this.
yeah, I like to choke shit out of bitches. So keep signing this.
And designate the time, right? Only for 60 seconds or whatever.
Well, you know what, Ruth, you make a good point. We got a detail because you can't say a safe word if I'm choking you.
And the safe word, the safe words. Mhm.
You can't have a safe word for being choked.
Well, no, not the choking one, but other safe words. Yeah.
What kind
What
Like,
safe word are we talking about, Ruth?
Whatever. I used it and you didn't respond to it. Let me go or get off of me or whatever.
But how do they know that is actually a mistake?
pineapples? When you go pineapples, pineapples, let me go.
Well,
When they
Leanne,
get cold, let them
and
go.
that would be something they would have to investigate, right? And I mean, if I go to your Facebook, I see years of pictures of you guys, I didn't really hear a lot of, you know, we ask around, we didn't hear a lot of bad things. I would just have to say it looked like a mistake, and I think they can kind of tell by the scene and everything what may have happened. I mean, if you go in the house and the lights is all over the floor and glass is broke, might not have been a mistake. That might not have been a mistake.
There
So,
are 4 restrainers in this jacket.
Or you have defensive wounds. It might
Right,
not be.
You're all scratched up talking about, yeah, we was having rough sex. You might go to
You
jail
was
for that.
having rough sex. They was fighting for their life.
Wow. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's interesting. So that brings me to another question. You know, if you have a partner who's into these type of things, do you do them because the fear of something happening? Do you do them? You know, do you choke this person? Because when you come, you know, for that, you get strongish. You know, broken neck. Oh, I done hurt her. Get up. Stop playing dead.
Oh, Lord. Stop playing dead.
We do this all the time. Why you ain't
Right,
moving, baby?
Right. So do you engage in, like, I know I'm not engaging in anything rough. I'm soft. I'm not choking you. I can't smack you. I can't throw you into the wall. I can't do none of that. That just turns me like there. What? Who said no?
I said no.
Ruth be coming out, boy.
I'm asking you.
I told you, man.
To me, those are
Diabolical.
emotions, right? It's two different emotions. I can't be angry and choke you and then want to make love to you too. I don't have that. I'm either mad at you or I can't do both. That's just me. You know, this is not me. So I personally.
I mean, but aren't there levels to that? All seriousness, aren't there levels? Like if somebody says, you know, just spank me hard or something versus throw me into a wall.
Sounds like there's levels. Spank me hard. That rolled off the tongue. That rolled off the tongue real nice.
It's not going to kill a person, is what I'm saying.
Look, she said it don't hurt that bad.
Ruth,
Let me tell you, it's okay.
And there are levels of
Ruth,
that, I'm sure.
Ruthie Lee.
Well, I get that, but I think that even that was kind of like you have to. I guess you would have to learn through it because maybe what you feel is okay. I may be a little. Vaughn had to check off. He got hot for him. He said, "I got to take care of something."
I was trying to turn my camera on, Gerald.
Oh man.
You okay, man?
But you know, a nice smack on the rear to you may be a little too hard or a little too soft. So you guys got to figure it out.
Right.
You definitely have to figure that out. I don't.
Yes.
Right, and that's the problem because I smack you in the ass like, "Can you do it harder?" And now you're calling me soft. So now it's gonna be a problem.
I got working man hands. I ain't smacking nothing.
People elbow.
Now you gotta leave handprints.
Right?
Boom. Yeah. Yeah. And now you got to turn up. Get these finger well. take these finger whelps with you.
Look, Your
Yeah, so I'm
Honor.
not into
He,
that. Oh, no.
no, I'm good.
I'm not into it. I'm not into choking people. Then the next day they got that little blood clot in their eye. You know, you ever see people with the blood clot in their eye? It works. That means they got choked.
Oh God! Oh God! That's terrible.
I'm
Is
telling
that
you.
what that's
You ever
from?
see a person with a blood clot in their eye? They got a little blood clot.
Oh, that's what it's from. I never knew that.
Yeah, you get choked and it breaks a little blood vessel.
Yo, what are you doing? That is strangulation. That is not choking. That is asphyxiation. You done popped the blood vessel.
When it went too far, it might have went too far, or maybe she said she really liked it. All I know is she got choked. I don't know the exact situation around her. You know, she was deprived of oxygen, or he was deprived of oxygen. So if you ever see little red blood shots and they're like, freak.
Yo,
Wow.
look, everybody go out and the homie show up with the blood clots in his eyes. Everybody
You
go look at his eye.
We know what
She got you,
happened.
huh, dog?
You are way too big for her. You too big to let her choke you like that, homie.
You gotta stand up for yourself.
You're gonna
This
have me
is
looking
not
for
relevant.
blood clots in people's eyes.
Right. And you see a blood clot, be like, oh, that's what you into.
Oh, that's what
you
happened.
into.
Oh,
Just say that's what you
you
into.
do.
Just walk away. That's what you into, huh? Walk away.
Do it at a table full of people. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah, some
put it
people
for
like-
everybody. Oh, that's what you into.
Like it got to be the worst to go to work the next day knowing that somebody choked you last night real good. Now you go to work with a blood clot in your eye.
Oh my gosh.
You walk
Y'all never
by
seen
the
about-
desk. Ooh, no.
Is that the modern day
Ooh.
hickey? People used to hide the hickey, so that's like the modern day maybe hickey.
I don't
But the
know.
problem is you can't hide the blood shot in your eye. You just got to either stay
You can
home for
wear
about a week
shades. You can wear shades.
or wear shades. That's what I mean. But if you look weird wearing shades and you work the night shift.
Trying to hear it. We are not trying to hear it. Bro, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I'm not. I think I would, and especially like, and what Doc kind of said, you got to really, you know, you can't really, if you're into that, you can't just jump in that in the beginning. I think you need to make sure you do it when you guys are comfortable with somebody, or don't be doing it like if she like choke me and y'all been together like twice, don't choke her, don't choke her, because if something happens, you go to jail.
Set up, right?
No, I mean she may like it. Like I said, people like what they like, so she may be asking for what she likes, but you don't have the, you know how a dog can bite you and they know how to pressure and they won't hurt you, but they can bite you and they won't hurt you. You don't know the pressure. You might hurt her.
Yeah.
Like you might squeeze too hard first time. Just leave that alone, bro. If it's not in your wheelhouse, take a no. I ain't doing it. You know, I can't. I'm not choking anybody. Look, I'm not choking you. If you look for somebody to choke you, I can't do. I can't smack you in the face either. I heard that was the thing people like getting smacked in the face.
In the face.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Even they chin up and everything. I heard.
I smack you in the face. I mean it. If I smack you in the face, I mean it. I'm too. Whop. She going right to sleep. She gonna be.
The
Can't do
Vaughn Brown are definitely his.
That's what I'm saying. I cannot do that.
Please go to his
I can't
page
do that.
to leave any comment about whatever he was saying.
If you
that
smack,
did not-
listen, if you are into smacking a woman in the face, bro,
Oh man.
as strong as a man is, her head gonna come off.
Y'all ain't right. Ain't right. Ain't right.
I don't know. I don't agree with smacking
Wait,
anyone.
He gonna
Answer
say
yourself.
that. He gonna say that about me, and he over there popping blood vessels.
Exactly.
He over there.
I didn't pop any blood vessels. I said if you see that in their eye, that means they got choked. You
Oh,
got to know the signs. Know
I
these
know
signs.
man. Okay.
Oh man.
Thanks for putting
We
me
had
up
to
on game.
learn
I wouldn't
these
know
things. We had to learn these things. We look for signs. So I know it means you're being choked. So if I'm in a house and I see that, I'm like, can I talk to you by yourself? Everything okay?
That's a shame.
She only 5
Is everything
foot two.
okay?
No, it's
That's
not.
why it's better to just spank the booty and move on. It's safer, probably.
Ruth had a booty smacker. She's going to get a booty smack in.
Again, Ruth, I asked you to behave yourself earlier. We're not going to keep putting up with you.
I know.
You're delinquent.
You just don't think you don't think Ruth is a booty smacker like receiver. She don't think that's what you would like, and it's like she's coming out, and I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it.
Know. You never know.
No.
Now, Leanne, I can get.
He said booty. He said booty smacker receiver.
Oh.
No, I definitely understand Leanne being that way.
Leanne,
Ruth,
speak up for yourself. Don't
Vito-
let him say that.
I'm not telling him no bitching. I don't want to give him no fuel. So I just stay quiet. He'll go ahead and tire himself out.
You gonna let him punch himself out?
No, hey, listen, but sometimes when you tell the truth and people hear it, they don't fight because it's the truth. She didn't realize that the truth was being told until you said something, Ruth. Oh, wait a minute, I don't like my booty to be smacked with both hands. Hard.
Wait a
at the
minute, with
same
both
time.
Nobody said both hands.
I know he know with both hands hard.
You're talking
She
one
said,
hand
no,
lightly.
both cheeks. He said both cheeks same time. Something like that.
God.
Wow, I didn't say all that.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
No, I mean
Wow.
I don't know. I'm not here to abuse anyone. I don't want to abuse them. It's not okay. What else you got, Leanne? If anything.
Masturbation.
What about it?
So
Yeah, take this away because this was all you, buddy.
Oh, okay. D, what about it?
What about it?
she was talking to you, Doc.
No, I
She
wasn't.
was talking
No,
to Doc.
she was not.
Do tell.
I don't know how I get blamed for this. Leanne was doing this.
No, I wasn't.
So what's the
Whenever
question?
you're ready.
What's the
Yeah,
question?
what's the question?
I forget. I forget how the topic came up. It was a reason.
Hmm.
And I can't remember. It escapes me. Something about masturbation. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Ruth, stop smiling so bright.
I'm not smiling.
I know somebody said they wanted to try the new Ruth. We're looking right at you.
The new what? The rose?
We're looking right at you. We see you smiling. It was something with the rose. I know somebody was talking about the rose, that new rose that they put for men.
For men. Okay.
But I couldn't remember what it was. And that could be used with women as well
Yes,
in tandem.
in tandem. I think the male wears it sort of like a ring, and then there's this stimulating other part to it for the woman, is my understanding.
So does that just keep running into her?
Huh?
Whatever part that stimulates her,
I just think if they're together,
like as she's
they're
thrusting
both- I think it helps both folks. I think.
Okay.
I'm not an expert on it,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Leanne. Me neither. Leanne ranked this wanted to talk about masturbation. I'm not sure where she was going with it. Leanne, where were you going with it?
I did not choose this topic.
Yeah, I can't cover for you all the time, man. I try to cover for you, but I can't all the time. You were talking about something, your hands were getting tired playing the guitar or something like that. I can't remember exactly what you were saying.
It's like a
Oh my
string when you
God.
put it. Mm-mm.
Wow.
that's a shame.
Something like that. I can't remember the exact conversation that was being had.
I mean, how many things could you say about it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's either something that is it healthy? Do folks view it as being a healthy thing? Whatever. I mean, how many things can you really say about it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's how many times you do it. Could it turn you off from your partner? I heard sometimes it
Oh,
could
okay.
desensitize you from sex with another person. That's what I heard. I'm not really sure.
Could be.
So
So can it be too much of a good thing or something, right?
so we're labeling it as a good thing. We see.
Well, I'm saying if
I
people
have
view it,
another letter. We can.
Okay,
thank
go
you,
ahead.
Lee.
I'll save you another level.
Thank
letter.
you.
It says
You gonna put these?
What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna talk about your masturbation and then the letter. Go ahead.
I 23 female, and my wife is a 26 male to female. We have been together for 8 years and married for 3. When we got together, my wife was still her assigned gender at birth, which was a male, and I adored everything about her. I fell over head over heels overnight. I can't physically describe how sexy she was to me. About 6 years into our relationship, I had noticed that she had some very feminine tendencies, which I didn't think anything about it, and it actually only made me more attracted to her. 2 years in, there was a bigger interest in female things in the bed, which me being a very open-minded person in the bedroom, I didn't mind, and I encouraged her to try and explore new things. However, from the very beginning of our relationship, I established I am a sub, and also almost strictly a sub. I have
Wait,
no interest in
what's the sub?
submissive.
Is it turkey and cheese and I thought it was a sub. I was like, all right.
I have no interest in being a dom, but would attempt to push me out of my comfort zone. I was fine with revisiting the idea or even doing an occasion for her, but by no means will I ever be a regular. Will that be a regular for me? At least not for me to enjoy. 3 years in, I'm noticing more and more questions of what it's like to be a woman. Uh, which I have no problem answering. Eventually, I sat her down and just reassured her that I am attracted to all genders, and if she wanted a transition, that it wouldn't matter to me. I still love her all the same. She broke down and cried, telling me that she was worried that if she ever tried to come out, I'd leave and turn my back on her. And that pretty much solidified the reality of it all. And I was scared that in transition, I might lose the person I love. The next 2 years were filled with questions and anxieties on her end, and just needed to feel like I was with her moving forward. I assured and told her that I'd love and hold her through thick and thin. At the end of 2023, she got hormones injections. My love hasn't changed for her and never will. I wholeheartedly believe this woman is my soulmate, and I will ride to the ends of the earth for her to make sure she's taken care of and happy. But the same but some days I find myself looking back at old photos, longing to see the face I once knew just one more time. It's like losing someone with without actually losing someone, you know?
Mm.
It's odd feeling like the face and body you fell in love with isn't there anymore, but their soul and heart is. I'll never be able to tell her that someday. I just want to look at my phone and I cry like a widow mourning her husband that was just that just disappeared one day. I love her masculinity and love her facial features, her body physique. She she was flawless in my eyes. She still is, just in a different way, and I don't know how to get over this. I'll never be able to admit that I regret her transition. I just want to go back some days or seeing a alternate universe where she never transitioned, just to see how different everything would be. My heart aches, and I know I probably a shit person for thinking or feeling this way, and I can live with that, but I just need to know, am I a dickhead? Don't all speak at once.
Well, I'll start. I'll say that I think it's normal
Mm.
for her to feel that,
Mm.
and to it mourn that loss, because you came into the relationship with one idea, certain expectations, and they have changed.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, so it's okay to mourn that loss.
Well, she co-signed it.
Yes,
She
she did. And yes,
she
and she
encouraged
co-signed
me.
it. Yes,
Man,
yes,
she better get over that.
because she wanted her partner to be happy.
Hmm.
And then it's like now it's time for them to break up.
You married
Mm.
you married a man who you found out was gay, and you encouraged him to transform into a woman, and now you're feeling bad because you no longer have the man. I think you got everything you asked for. That's making your partner happy, and she's still not happy.
Hmm.
You got everything you asked for.
Stop all of your blood clot crying.
I think there's more
That's it.
nuance to it, as Doc would say. You know, you could want something
How?
and want somebody to be happy, but you can also want a version of them that once was.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess.
Darrell ain't said nothing.
Can he hear us?
It's a lot going on there, and I say
Mhm.
And you say what?
I said my internet connection is terrible, so
Oh, okay.
I'll just listen.
I think we've already talked it
There was a
out.
lot. Yeah, I think so too. It's nothing to say. They got to work it out. You got to
sure.
change with relationships and go into changes and transformations.
But it is very complicated because those
I'm not
feelings.
qualified to speak on this. Right.
But the
There's a lot of
feelings-
things I can't even speak on. I'm not qualified.
I know, but the initial feelings have to go somewhere now to this new person. Basically, you're with a new person. And so to mourn that other
So
person.
can you break up because you're not with the person you're supposed to be with?
What's that, Daryl?
Is your marriage?
Can you break up because now it's a new person?
I don't know if they should break
but
up.
do you have to?
Right. I don't know
I
if
think
they
the
should break
question is, do you have to?
Right. Do you have to break?
think I'm with a totally new person. I mean, I think that's the way out. I think that's the legal way out.
But if the love's
You're
still there,
literally not who I married. I loved him, not her.
but they said the heart is still the same. They said that all those nuances were still the same
Well, why they having trouble then?
because of the exterior. That's you're looking at a different person every day.
So it's not the same then. Because if the heart was same, you'd just see through the heart and you'd be fine. But obviously the change was enough to make the relationship different. You know, it's different. And you can love someone and not want to be with them or outgrew them or outgrew that relationship. And you can still love them. The heart can be the same. But you can't hold on to something because of what you had before if this new thing is not really what you want. Seems like they're trying to force something to be something that it isn't anymore. You know, some changes are too much. And that's what I feel like it's a lot. And that, you know, they want to be together because they did have this love for each other. But maybe it's because one person's not happy. Because one person's like, I don't want to be this other thing. I'm a submissive, a sub, cheesesteak or something like that. So, and the other person is a dom. So now, if you're telling me that
They a hoagie, the other person a hoagie,
Right.
I mean, salt, pepper, ketchup. So
Oh my
somebody.
God.
So now with these changes this is a whole new relationship. You're asking me to be something that I'm not. If I'm, if I'm a sub and now you're asking me to be something else, everything has really changed. And sometimes there's some changes that are too much to ask of a person, even though I love you. But if this is truly not going to make me happy, how long can you do something for just solely for someone else? You guys talked about earlier, someone meeting their needs as well, meeting the other person's needs and also meeting your needs. It seems like one person's needs will get met because you're doing something so out of the box for this person to make them happy. But at what cost are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the person said, I don't want to do this forever because I'm not this. So it does, it seems problematic that, to give that much of yourself to someone. And like you said, your cup is not getting filled.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough. Hey, way to end the show on a great note, Leanne. Great letter.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Great job, Leanne. That was a great way to end the show on this high.
Great. You're welcome.
Look at everybody's face. I don't think
Everybody's smiling as
Everybody
far as
like,
I can see.
Yes, everyone's smiling.
we're smiling now. We're smiling. That's not. It's like she's a cheesesteak. Like if it wasn't for her being a cheesesteak, we wouldn't be smiling.
You talking. Close us out.
You close us out.
All right,
Birthday
y'all.
girl.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining and watching us. Please go to the Facebook page and tell your friends about it. Tell your family. Let everybody know. We need more members. Also, go to our YouTube channel, hit like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Let's get our numbers up. And any last words?
Yeah, happy
We're
birthday,
gonna do
Nick.
let's date
Thank
Leanne
you.
soon. Let's
What?
win a date with Leanne soon.
No, we're not. With that being said, bye.
Have a good
Bye.
night.